Hi everyone and welcome. Many of us baked a lot during the holidays and might have some cakes, muffins or cookies left over. What to do with all those good, delicious things, not to throw them away? One of the options is to make a new cake. So today we will make an easy and delicious cake using sweet leftover pastries. Let's start with making a short crust pastry base for the cake. For that, let's sift flour in a big bowl. Add to it the powdered sugar, salt, and mix. Let's crumble the cold butter and mix it with the flour till it all forms big crumbs. And add an egg yolk and vanilla in the bowl. Now we need to mix it a bit to form crumbly dough. It will be a bit sticky, but that's fine. We don't need to add more flour. Just get the dough together, wrap in a plastic wrap, and put in the fridge to chill for about half an hour. When ready to bake, let's set the oven to heat to 180 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's cut parchment paper the size of the baking tray we will use and dust the kitchen countertop with a bit of flour. And roll the dough thin, approximately in the size of the baking tray, cake pan, or in a rectangle if you will make the cake in a bigger baking tray and not fill it. I'll put the dough on the parchment paper and in the baking tray. We need the dough to be only on the bottom, therefore we need to either cut the sides up and bake the scraps as cookies or add them to the filling, or fold them down and level in the base of the cake. Let's punch the dough a bit with a fork so that it does not puff up and put in the oven to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes till the sides start to lightly brown. Let's leave the pastry base to cool and make the main layer of the cake. We need to crumble all the cakes, muffins and cookies we will use for it. I have here different cakes I saved. A piece of the Latvian kringle, New Year's cake and Spanish roscon de reyes. I will crumble the New Year's cake with my hands as it is very crumbly and put the other cakes in the food processor as I want them all in crumbs. Some of the cake pieces I had frozen and defrosted now before going to make the cake. So you don't need to make a new cake right away. You can freeze the leftover cake pieces and use them when you want the new cake. Whatever good tasty things you have in the cake leftovers will be in the new cake. I have here dried fruit, almond flakes and almond flour, as well as candied orange peel. All the cake pieces are in crumbs now. Let's add to them the cocoa powder, rum or another alcohol if you don't want to use rum, and 4 tablespoons of jam. I am using raspberry jam. The last ingredient for the main layer, chocolate, we need to melt at first. Let's add the melted chocolate in the bowl and mix everything well. The batter is dry and quite hard, so I start mixing with a wooden spoon and finish with my hands. Let's assemble the cake now and spread 2 tablespoons of jam over the pastry base. And let's put the cake layer on top, pushing gently not to crumble the base layer, and level. On top, let's put a thin layer of icing. For that, let's mix powdered sugar with some lemon juice. You can also use water. I am using lemon juice as I want to have a bit of contrast to the sweetness of the cake. And let's pour it over the cake and spread it to cover the whole cake. As last, I will put a few drops of raspberry jam without seeds on top of the cake. I put the cake in the fridge for about an hour to allow it to set and chill. If you make a smaller cake in a big baking tray, cut off the sides to have them smooth. And enjoy! Thank you for joining me today and see you next week. Bye!